one eye, one man, one mission. And the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, described him in detail 1400 years ago. This video is about the DAJJAL, the greatest deceiver who will ever walk this earth. We will look at who he is, what he looks like, what signs point to his coming, and most importantly, how to protect yourself from him. But before we start, the DAJJAL is not a symbol. He is not a metaphor for a corrupt system. He is not a political idea. He is a real, physical human being, and the Prophet, peace be upon him, gave us a detailed description of him. Let us begin. The word DAJJAL comes from the Arabic root, dajjala, which means to cover, to deceive, and to hide the truth. He is called the DAJJAL because he will cover the truth with falsehood. He will make evil look good and make good look evil. Every single prophet warned their people about him. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, in Sahih Muslim, there is no prophet who did not warn his people about the one-eyed liar. From Noah to Jesus, peace be upon them all, every prophet gave this warning. That is not a small thing. That is the most repeated warning in the history of prophethood. So what makes him so dangerous? His danger is not in his strength. His danger is in his deception. The Prophet, peace be upon him, told us that the DAJJAL will appear as a young man. He will have curly hair, a reddish complexion, a broad chest. His right eye will be blind and will look like a floating grape. He will not look like a monster. He will not look frightening. He will look like someone with power and authority, and he will perform miracles. He will command the sky to rain, and it will rain. He will command the earth to produce crops, and it will. He will kill a man and bring him back to life. These are real miracles given to him as a test for humanity. But here is the key point. The word kafir, meaning disbeliever, will be written between his eyes, and every Muslim, whether they can read or not, will be able to see it. This is not about literacy. This is about the state of your heart. A clean heart will recognize him. A corrupted heart will follow him. This is why the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, the DAJJAL's greatest weapon is not his miracles. His greatest weapon is deception. He will offer people what looks like paradise, but it is fire. He will show them what looks like punishment, but it is water. Everything will be labeled the wrong way, and those who have not prepared their hearts will not be able to tell the difference. The Prophet, peace be upon him, also gave us something very important. He said in Sahih Muslim, I am the last of the prophets, and you are the last of the nations. The DAJJAL will appear among you. Without any doubt, he will appear. It is not a question of if, it is a question of when. In the next parts of this video, we will go through the signs one by one, look at his description in detail, learn how to protect ourselves, and answer the question that brought you here. Is his time near? In 2026? Stay with us. The Prophet, peace be upon him, told us that before the DAJJAL appears, certain signs would come first. These signs are divided into two types, minor signs and major signs. The minor signs are smaller events that happen over a long period of time. The major signs are large events that happen close together, near the end of time. The appearance of the DAJJAL is itself one of the major signs. Let us look at the minor signs and ask, honestly, whether we are seeing them today. The first sign, the killing of knowledge. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, knowledge will be taken away, ignorance will increase, and killing will become common. Sahih al-Bukhari. He did not say books would be burned. He said scholars would die, and no one would replace them. Today, we have more information available than any time in human history, but real scholars of religion, people of deep understanding, are becoming rare. People now take their religion from social media. The knowledge is disappearing, not because it is hidden, but because people are no longer seeking it properly. The second sign, widespread alcohol and open sin. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "The hour will not come until alcohol is common and open illegal sexual relations spread." Sahih al-Bukhari. This needs no explanation. Any person alive today can see this with their own eyes. The third sign, time moving fast. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "The hour will not come until time passes quickly. A year will feel like a month like a week like a day, and a day like an hour." You have felt this. Everyone has felt this. Scientists today study what they call time perception acceleration. People around the world report that time feels like it is moving faster. This was described 1400 years ago. The fourth sign, buildings competing in the sky. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "You will see the barefoot shepherds of Arabia competing in building tall towers." Arabia was a desert. The people there were poor shepherds. No one in the 7th century could have imagined that these same lands would one day have the tallest buildings on earth. Today, this is not a prediction. It is a photograph. The fifth sign, widespread killing. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "The hour will not come until killing increases, until the killer does not know why he killed, and the victim does not know why he was killed." Sahih Muslim. Look at the wars happening today. Cities destroyed, civilians killed, no clear reason, people dying, and no one truly understanding why. This sign is in the news every single day. The sixth sign, false prophets. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Near the hour, nearly 30 liars will appear, each one claiming to be a prophet." Sahih al-Bukhari. We have seen this in our lifetime. Men who claim to receive revelation, people who say they are messengers of God, cult leaders with millions of followers. The Prophet told us this would happen, and it has. Now here is something important to understand. These signs did not all begin in 2026. Some of them began decades ago. Some began centuries ago. The scholars explain that the minor signs do not all appear at once. They accumulate over time, like clouds gathering before a storm. The question is not, did these signs appear? They have appeared. The question is, where are we in the sequence? The scholars agree. We are living in the final phase of the minor signs, not the beginning, not the middle, the final phase. What comes after the minor signs? The major signs begin, and the major signs include things that have not yet happened. A great war, a severe famine lasting 3 years, the appearance of the Mahdi, the return of Jesus, peace be upon him, and the emergence of the DAJJAL himself. We are not there yet, but we are closer than any generation before us. Now, let us talk about the DAJJAL himself. In detail, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, described him more than any other coming event. There are over 50 narrations about the DAJJAL in the major hadith collections. He warned about him. In almost every gathering, one companion, Nawas ibn Saman, reported a long description that the Prophet gave, and the companions were so affected that when they left, they thought the DAJJAL was already hiding behind a date palm tree nearby. That is how real the description felt. So what do we know about him? His appearance: he is a young man, broad and heavily built, reddish complexion, very curly hair, short in height. His right eye is blind and sits still in its socket like a floating grape. His left eye is not missing, but it has a thick film over it. Between his eyes is written the word kafir, disbeliever, in clear Arabic letters. Every Muslim will see this writing, whether they are educated or not. His origin: the Prophet, peace be upon him, said he will emerge from the east, from a land between Iraq and Syria. He is a human being. He is the son of a human being. He is not a jinn, not an angel, not a supernatural creature. He is a man, but a man given extraordinary abilities as a test for humanity, his abilities. This is where people become confused. The Dajjal will have real power, power given to him by Allah as a test. He will travel through the earth in 40 days. The first day will feel like a year, the second day like a month, the third day like a week, the remaining days normal. He will command the rain. He will pass a land and call to the sky, and it will rain. The earth will produce crops. The people of that land will follow him. He will pass another land and command the sky to hold its rain, and famine will strike. Those people will also follow him out of desperation. He will find a man and kill him. He will split him into two halves. Then he will call that man, and the man will walk back alive, smiling. And this man will say, "Now I am more certain than ever that you are the Dajjal." He will be one of the strongest believers, and even after witnessing a resurrection, he will not be fooled. He will travel the entire earth. He cannot enter only two places, Makkah and Medina. Angels guard every road leading into them. If he tries to enter Medina, the earth itself will shake 3 times and push out every hypocrite from the city. His test: he will carry with him 2 things that appear to be a river of water and a river of fire. The one that looks like water is actually fire. The one that looks like fire is actually cool, fresh water. The Prophet, peace be upon him, gave a direct instruction. If you face the Dajjal and he shows you these 2 rivers, choose the one that looks like fire. Fall into it, because it will be water. This is the single most important instruction about the Dajjal, and it applies to our life today as well. The world right now is full of things that look good, but destroy you, and things that look difficult, but benefit you. Train yourself now to choose the harder thing, because that training is what will save you when the real test comes, his end. The Dajjal will not live forever. His end is already written. Prophet Jesus, peace be upon him, will descend from the sky at the white minaret in Damascus. When the Dajjal sees him, he will begin to dissolve, the way salt dissolves in water. He will try to run, but he will be caught at the gate of Lud, a city known today as Lod, near Tel Aviv in Palestine. And there, Jesus, peace be upon him, will end him. The story has an ending. It has always had an ending. Now, the most important part. The Prophet, peace be upon him, did not describe the Dajjal to frighten us. He described him to prepare us, and along with the description, he gave us 4 specific protections. Protection 1, Surah Al-Kahf. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever memorizes the first 10 verses of Surah Al-Kahf will be protected from the Dajjal." Sahih Muslim, read Surah Al-Kahf every Friday, not occasionally, every single Friday. This is a direct instruction from the Prophet. The surah contains 4 stories. Each story is an answer to one of the 4 trials the Dajjal will use: the trial of faith, the trial of wealth, the trial of knowledge, and the trial of power. Protection 2, a specific prayer in every salah. Before you give salam at the end of your prayer, say, "O Allah, I seek refuge in you from the punishment of the grave, from the punishment of hellfire, from the trials of life and death, and from the trial of the Dajjal." This is in Sahih al-Bukhari. It is said in every prayer, 5 times a day. You may have been saying it your whole life without realizing it was a shield against the Dajjal. Protection 3, community. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "If you hear the Dajjal has appeared, stay far from him. Do not go to see him. Do not investigate him. Do not test yourself against him." The Dajjal targets those who are alone, confused, spiritually weak. A person surrounded by a strong community of believers is far harder to deceive. Protection 4, know his description. The greatest protection is this: know who he is before you meet him. A person who has memorized his description, understood his methods, and prepared their heart will recognize him the moment they see him. A person who was never told, never prepared, will be vulnerable. You are watching this video that is already a form of preparation. Now, the question you came for, is 2026 the year of the Dajjal? The honest answer is, no one knows the exact time. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said that knowledge of the hour belongs only to Allah. Anyone who gives you a specific year is not following the Prophet's guidance. But here is what we can say clearly. The scholars of hadith divide the signs of the last day into 3 stages: signs that have already passed, signs that are currently happening, and signs that have not yet begun. In 2026, we are in the second and moving into the third. The minor signs are mostly fulfilled. The final major signs, the Mahdi, the Great War, the famine, the Dajjal, these have not yet happened. So no, 2026 is not necessarily the year of the Dajjal, but we are in the phase just before the final sequence begins, not centuries away, not generations away, closer than any time before us. The Prophet, peace be upon him, pointed to the time between his 2 fingers and said, I was sent, and the hour is like this. That was 1400 years ago. We are even closer now. So what should you do today? Read Surah Al-Kahf this Friday. Say the prayer of protection in every salah. Stay connected to your community and your scholars, and teach your family about the Dajjal, not to create fear, but to create awareness. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, I have left you on clear guidance. Its night is like its day. No one goes astray from it except one who is destroyed. The guidance is clear. The warning has been given. The armor is in your hands. The Dajjal will come with one eye, and the only thing that will protect you from him is the eye of your heart, trained, prepared, and open to the truth. One eye, one man, one mission, and your one shield is the same thing it has always been, the truth of La ilaha illallah. There is no God but Allah. Hold on to it. Old.